Hello, lovers. It is Anna Lefebvre. If you're watching the YouTube version, also streaming video on other platforms as well. And if you haven't seen my Instagram, I'm just going to ahead and lay it on the table. Yes, I have white hair. Yes. It was a complete accident, but luckily I think I look decent. Do I look decent with the white hair? I think I do. I think I could pull it off. But anyhow, I was thinking about the shows and going through what I have talked about on the last 20 episodes or 21 episodes. And I realized I have never talked about something that was such an important part of my life. And the reason why I haven't talked about it is because it's something really fucking hard to talk about. Like, it's really hard to talk about. So I knew that I wanted my friend, Nina. She's more than a friend. She's my sister. She's my shooter. She knows where all the bodies are. She knows everyone that I have dated. We go way back. We go back to high school. So yes. This is like 2000 and what? 5? No, 3. I had to do the math. Yeah, 2003. Yes, yeah. We were both like have so much similar shit. Like we were both homeschooled. We were both went to Lakeland Senior High School. We both went to University of South Florida. And we were both married. And we both went through a divorce around the same damn time. So we are super close. Like, this is my rider. She gives me a call. I'll hop on a fucking jet. A plane. Okay, this is not a fucking rap song. A plane. And she'll do the same for me. Like, this is my sister. So I wanted to talk about what it's like being divorced in your 30s. And I really needed you on because I needed the support from you to talk about it, because it's still something that's super, I think it will always be emotional because it was such a big part of my 31 years of living. I mean, I was with this person for 11 years. You're with your ex for a long time. So in retrospect, this is a big part of our lives, you know? As time goes along, you know, we probably have emotional moments, which is all, you know, good, you know, whatever. But I wanted you on because I just wanted to explain, and if anybody out there is going through a divorce, thinking about a divorce, or has gone, and especially at a young age, I kind of want to talk about it and reach out to you to let you know that you're not alone, because it really is like, oh, death. Like, it's a part of your life that has just like died, and it's really hard to describe it to people that haven't been through it, and I don't want anybody to go through it. I wouldn't wish this. Okay, I was gonna say I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemies. I hate y'all motherfuckers.
It's horrible.
I don't have enemies. So anyhow, what were some of the factors that you are comfortable talking about that led to you knowing that this decision had to be made? You had to, you know, ask and talk about divorce with your ex.
My biggest thing is, in any situation, whether it be a relationship, an engagement, a marriage, loyalty and trust is so key. If you lose those two things, it's very, very hard, in my opinion, to recoup. Especially if you see that it continues to be a habit. Nothing's changing. It's very, very hard for me to move past that. The last thing I would ever want to do in my life is go each day and wonder if this person's being truthful. Is this a truth today? Having to question. I don't want to live my life like that. Yeah. So for me, when it's stressful.
And then you become somebody that you're not. Exactly. It's like you're like playing Sherlock Holmes and taking up time out of your life trying to figure it out. And now also the insecurities that come. And you're like, damn, am I crazy? Is this what's happening? Like, I feel a certain way, but this person's telling me that it's not.
Exactly.
So, am I crazy now? I was, even with other relationships, like I don't really talk about celebs much. It's not a platform, you know, to do all that. But YG and is it Kalani? Kalani, I think, is that her name? YG's ex-girlfriend. Well, they had, if I'm misspelling or missaying her name, I don't think I am, but if I am, I apologize. But they had an open relationship, right? And she came out and was super open about it not too long ago about why they broke up, and she was like, because he wasn't honest. So even
Mm-hmm.
in open relationships, guys, you have to be honest. You have to have this level of trust. Whatever you guys are doing inside your relationship, at the end of the day, is your business. So if you have an open
Yeah.
relationship, if you have not an open relationship, a traditional relationship, that's fine. But this communication and this trust is super, super important because you could ruin everything by being deceiving. And once you
Mm-hmm.
start lying, that shit just keeps going and going and going and going.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you found out with the whole trust thing, that was the deal breaker for you.
That was pretty much the deal
Okay.
breaker. If I've put my entire heart and soul into a situation, and we've already had a discussion about, we're exclusive. Exclusivity for me is it's just me and you. There's no other person. There's not any lying about where you are, who you're talking
Mm-hmm.
to. It's just you and I and our family. We're focusing on us. We're trying to grow together. We're trying to build together. So if I then find out that I've been holding up my end of I haven't been messaging or calling or doing anything to anybody, but you have, or me to now find out and to have other females come to me and tell
Yeah.
me, it's like a major slap in the face for me. And to even try to work through it, if you're not going to change and that's the type of lifestyle you want to have, then that's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah. And your resilience is amazing. It's beautiful. It's admirable. You wake up every day. I talk to you every day. You wake
Yeah.
up every day and you have a smile in your heart. I mean, I don't see your face, so I can feel it in your
Yeah.
heart. You are happy. You are motivated. You keep on moving. You work hard. You are a successful, independent woman. This is why a lot of guys are like, women are gold diggers. I'm like, who? I
Ooh,
surround
yeah.
myself with people like me. I have a good amount of friends, and we are all the same. We are all independent. We can take care of ourselves. We, we respect people. We are loyal as shit, like too loyal sometimes. To a point where
Exactly.
we're not being loyal to ourselves. What
Mm-hmm.
is it like being divorced at this age, though? Like, what does that feel like? Because I feel like in the back of our heads, when you get married and you get married, 20s, late 20s, 30s, mid 20s,
Mm-hmm.
that the age doesn't really matter. But when you get married, you have this like view on divorce and you feel like it's for older people. Like it's not for somebody our age. So what does it feel like
Yeah.
now, like walking into this world as a divorced woman at a young age?
Initially, the idea of it was kind of scary for me because I didn't enter into my marriage to get a divorce. For me, this was till death do us part.
Yeah.
So then, so quickly afterwards, to now find myself in this situation, at this point, it's empowering for me
Yeah.
because it's like I'm not ever going to sit in a situation to where one, I'm not valued, two, I'm not treated the way I know I deserve to be
Yeah.
treated. Somebody is not bringing to the table what I'm bringing to the table. It's not an equal give and take situation. So now I'm empowered. But
Yeah.
at first, it was just that kind of feeling of, I don't want to, this is my first time like really speaking openly about it
Yeah.
because it wasn't like, I don't really want it. It's kind of embarrassing, or at least I
Yeah.
felt embarrassed,
Yeah.
even though I hadn't done anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I felt embarrassed. I felt like a failure. I'm like, I
Mm-hmm.
hadn't everything I've ever wanted to do in life, I've accomplished. We put ourselves through school and did everything. They have a wonderful career. And,
Yeah.
the one, growing up as a female, like we've spoke before, marriage is like one of those things you kind of grow up with the expectation of doing.
Yeah.
And so then to just not have it work, it was kind of embarrassing. And so I just
Yeah.
didn't really want to talk about it. But now I just feel empowered. It's like
Yeah. And sometimes I think I'm like,
divorce.
damn, if I was this person like before I was married, or this person while I was married, maybe it would have worked. But at the same time, I probably wouldn't been able to become this person if I didn't
Right.
go through what I went through. And when I was going through my divorce, my father, who's also divorced, he looked at me in the eye and he was like, I want you to know you're not a failure. He said, I know you probably, and I didn't say anything to him. He just came up to me and said this. He's like, I know you probably think you are a failure, but don't you ever fucking think you're a failure. That's what he said to me. And I was like, okay. I was like, I can't control the other person. So I want people to know you cannot control the other person. And I used to say
Right.
this on my other platforms. I would give relationship advice. I didn't know I was talking about my own fucking life, though.
Mhm.
I would say, you cannot control the other person. You never know if they're going to wake up, roll over in bed, and think you're the ugliest fucking person ever, and don't want to be in a relationship. So you can't control them. You cannot be too hard on yourself. So when I separated from my ex-husband, he was the type of person that was very quiet about everything and didn't want people to know anything. I held on to
Mhm.
the secret for like 6 weeks. 6 weeks I held on to that secret. People were looking at me like, what the hell's going on? Because you could see like my face was sunken in. I had lost a shit ton of weight. I looked like I would put a smile on my face, but you could tell something was off. And I would just be like, oh, nothing's wrong, blah, 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 nothing's wrong. How's blah, 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 whatever his name is. Whatever his name is. And I'm like,
Yes.
whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I finally on IG came out and I was like, single after 11 years, blah, blah, blah. I still have the video. I don't like the video because I can see the pain in my face. I can see the pain in my eyes. But then everyone was like, and his family members were like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. So that's how that's set up. But in my situation, I felt very pressured to get married. I felt very pressured because this is the right thing to do. I felt pressure to stay in a relationship with him. Now, I had not seen a positive in my aspect, in my vision, and the way I grew up. I had not seen a positive relationship. I have seen a lot of relationships that shouldn't have been together. So, what I thought should have worked and should have been what I thought was normal was not normal. I knew a long time ago, well, I'm going to go ahead and say this. On our wedding day, I did not want to marry him.
Mhm.
Something had happened and I did not want to marry him, but I felt like it would have been really considered petty for me to not gone through with the wedding. After everything that we did, the hundreds of people that were there, the money that was spent, I felt pressured. And I saw something that was essentially the reason why we got divorced. So for me, in my case, it was summer 2019. Now, there's a lot of shit that happened prior because none of this ever happens just over something stupid. Like it's never like this happens and this happens unless it's something super major. So it was like years and years of bullshit, right? So I'm getting older. I'm getting my upper 20s. I'm maturing. I'm seeing stuff that I don't like. I'm not the same person when we first met when I was 18. I need different things from him because I'm like a woman now. You met me when I was like a little girl. Now I'm a woman. And I saw some shit that I didn't like in summer 2000. I said 19, it was 2018. And we had a fight. We had a fight. And that fight in, ooh, I don't know if it was July or August of 18 was never resolved on his behalf. So then we went on a vacation in December, or it was December or November, something like that. And he said something to me, and it wasn't anything about our relationship, but it was something that really showed about his mindset. And I was like, ill. I was like, ill. And in January 2019, he had went back home. I did not go with him back home because I was still just like I needed a break. I needed a break. And I in my heart know something happened when he went back home because I always went with him in January. And he would pick fights with me over nothing. There was like I could never do anything right. And we're both the type of wives, we're gonna cook for you, we're gonna clean for you,
Mhm.
we're gonna make
Mhm.
sure that you are good to go, we're gonna make sure that
Yes.
you're taken care of. But at the end of the day, too, before I continue with the story, I want to stop and say I regret doing that because I feel like I ran myself because I wasn't. I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't 100% right in the relationship. It takes two. So I would really run myself into a wall and then have no energy left over for just like basic things. But at the same time, he would not contribute to the relationship. But at the same time, if I'm doing all this work, why would he do that if that's in his character? Right? Like, if he's seeing that this is the easy way out and the easy way, okay, well, you're working yourself like crazy, so you're going to provide the future that we were going to want. You're going to cook, you're going to clean. So why would I help? Why would I go buy groceries? If that's that person's character, because it takes a special man. I don't want to say it in that kind of way because I want to. It sounds like I'm like putting this type of person on a pedestal, but it takes like a. I'm gonna say it. It takes a man, not a special man. It takes a man to realize what's going on and to step up into the plate. And I was running myself into a wall, starting my business, starting a second business, doing all this, taking care of the house, taking care of the dog, all of this. So, um, March came along, and we were not good from January. Okay, so he was pissed off because I didn't go home with him, and I usually always go back to his home, every time we would go, whatever. And he was just finding things to be mad at. Like that was nothing to be mad about, but he wanted to find something to be mad about, so he found it. Something happened in March that was going to legally cause me harm. Okay, and it was up to him to fix and resolve the problem. And I confronted him about it because I'm like, because I'm your wife, they're going to, I'm going to be in trouble too. So he blew up on me, and this was like the beginning of March, and didn't talk to me for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Now, I'm the type of person, like, I do struggle with depression. I've had a very rough life, very hard life. Um, I went right back into that depressed state. And it was March 23rd, 2019. I was sitting in my bathtub thinking about committing suicide. And my dog was right there. And my dog is like, or my ex dog, I don't have him anymore. Uh, there's so much that's happened, and so much I just keep my fucking mouth shut. And I'm not gonna like I protect this person just out of the kindness of my heart, but I never get to tell my truth at the same time. I don't ever talk about this. I never talk about it. Um, so God spoke with me. The dog was right there comforting me. I knew the next day that I had to do something. I had called my Nana that night, and I said, Nana, I might need to come to where you are tomorrow. She's like, okay, I can hear in your voice. You need to call me as soon as you wake up. Blah blah. 24th comes. I call her. It's probably like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe 11, and she's like, you need to come like right now. I was like, I can't because I'm working. I have to finish, stuff with my clients. She's like, you need to come right after. I was like, okay. I was like, I'm gonna come right after, but before my ex comes home. I was scared. I just remember the feeling. I was so fucking scared. I took everything that I owned, and at this time, I didn't know I was gonna separate. I didn't know divorce. I didn't. That never really crossed my mind at this point. All I knew, I was terrified. I packed up all the stuff that I thought that was important. I couldn't take my dog with me to where they lived, and I at the moment I was like, he wasn't what was important at the my mental health and me getting out of the house before he got home was like my priority. So I packed up all my shit, put it in my car, and I drove 2 hours to her house in the pouring rain. And when it rains in California, that shit is scary. They joke about like, you know, people can't drive out here, but the water slides off the mountains, and it's like now like a it's like a bad situation. So I drove 2 hours to their home, whatever. As soon as I pulled up in their town, my ex calls me and was like, "Where are you?" I was like, "Oh, I'm at my grandparents. I'm not doing well mentally. I'm just gonna stay out here for a couple of days. I'll probably see you on like a Saturday." So okay, so that happened. So I saw him on Saturday. Wrap it up. I saw him on Saturday, and then we were talking about it. I didn't meet him at the house. I met him at a park. We were talking about the situation, and I knew at that moment when I saw him get out the car, he had like slides on. He had like it was a meeting that was of such importance, and I could tell by the way that he was dressed that he didn't really give a shit. So um we talked about it or whatever. He was kind of sad or whatever at that time that I saw him, and then I told him I was like, okay, well I'm gonna go to LA. You can go ahead and just stay at the place, you know, whatever. And I'm just gonna go to LA, and I'll see you in a couple of days just to see like what we're doing, where we're going. Because I asked him to if you want to go to therapy. Was therapy an option in your situation?
I inquired about it.
Okay.
I was like, we can go to couples counseling, but he's also very quiet
Yeah.
and doesn't share much. And so the idea of having to talk to somebody about our what's supposed to be our private issues, it was
Yeah.
just we didn't do marriage counseling for that same reason because, he didn't want to have to open up to anybody. And so we got married. So
Yeah.
counseling, I didn't even bring up the idea of trying to counsel through anything. My trust had already been broken. And it was just best to go our separate
Okay. Yeah.
ways.
So, so 2 days later, I met with him and I realized something was not right. Like, when I met with him 2 days later, his attitude, his demeanor was completely different. He was like, "No, I just want a divorce." He actually asked for the divorce. I asked for counseling and the separation to give us a break, and he asked for a divorce. So, long story short, I pulled this phone, but I'm I'm an ex journalist. Like you can't really get much by on me unless I'm being oblivious for a reason. I had pulled his phone records and I found this number that he called very frequently. It was a female. Me and my friends found out it was a female, and yeah, so that's long story
Mhm.
short. And the conversations that they were having, the length of time that they were having, it was the most inappropriate shit. It had started back in January, the conversations, and he ended up working with this female. And this female ended up trying to like come after me on Instagram. Every now and again, she'll like message me, not knowing that I know exactly who she is. I never told my ex the extent of what I know about them. And we are running out of time, so I can't really like keep on going on about her. But she kept like pulling up. I was at end up letting him live at the place, so I'm over here still paying bills for our old place plus my new bills. I went one time the last day to get my stuff out of the place when he decided to finally move, and her stuff was in our place. That was yeah. So the extent of things that I have gone through with this marriage, and I just don't talk about it, is for a reason. But it's just like I just want people to know out there that it doesn't mean you're a failure. It is really
Exactly.
weird dating. I don't know if you agree. Like I don't know if you're dating or whatnot, but dating and being divorced is really fucking weird, especially at this age. I feel like my relationship maturity level is so much higher than other
Oh,
30-year olds
absolutely.
and 31-year
Yeah.
olds. So it's really hard to actually kind of like, you know, like, I don't know, like our mental states are in two different places. But well, that was my little sob story, everyone. Someone get that girl a fiddle. But anyhow, I want to thank you for being on for and giving emotional support. But just like I asked all my other guests, do you have any questions for Lefebvre?
I did have a question, but I think you answered it already. One of
Okay.
them was, what was one thing you wish you had done differently in your marriage?
Hmm.
When I think back on mine, I could have done differently
Yeah.
in the situation. And, nobody's perfect,
Yeah.
but is there anything that you feel like you could have done differently?
Not make him accountable. I never held him accountable for anything. And if I held him for accountable, I would have been different. And fuck him for telling me that I'm crazy all the time. Because he would tell me literally, "You're crazy. You're crazy." So now I'm thinking that I'm crazy because this person I've been with since I was like 18 years old, who's supposed to know me and my family. Of course, he's not gonna like wish me harm. So of course I'm crazy. So that's my biggest regret, not holding him accountable.
Yeah. And I do have one more. Do you think it's possible to have a healthy friendship with an ex-spouse after a divorce? You're like,
um, with somebody that's being deceiving, no. But if it's just like something where you guys just fell out of love, okay, you could kind of like talk or whatever. But that to me, that's if you're single. If you're not single, you got to approach things a little bit different way. Yeah, and unless kids are involved, obviously it's completely different.
mm-hmm.
We didn't have kids. We just had a dog. He even took the fucking dog from me, guys. He was like, "You can have nothing." It was very nasty. It was like it was messy for no reason. It was bad, guys. It was really bad. And I would come on Instagram with a smile on my face and make you guys laugh, and then turn the fucking Instagram off and be crying my ass off. And I had Nina here for moral support along with some other people. That's one thing that's really important, is having that really strong moral support when you're going through this, and making sure they're people that are actually good in your life and have the same morals, because I've had friends that were leading me down the wrong road. And I had friends that are like, "Oh my God, I can't wait. You're divorced. So let's do this and let's do this." And I would go on freaking ragers for like 4 days. It's LA. Like, it's crazy to do that shit. So just make sure that you have good moral support. And yeah, that's it. So that's what I wanted to tell everyone. I feel like I haven't been super honest with the whole divorce. There's also, when you go through divorce, a lot of legal stuff that happens, so you don't really want to talk about it until the legalities are finalized, etc. But that was like a little short intro, because there's a lot. So over the shows, you guys will hear it. Yeah, that's about it for this damn episode. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for being there for me. You are such a good friend. You are such a beautiful person inside and out. God has special people, in place for both of us, because we're both incredible women, and we uplift each other on a daily basis. I don't know if I would be able to, or would have gotten through everything as much as I would have without you and your beautiful support. And it's really nice to have somebody, especially from, I don't really have a home anymore, but that's known me for such a long time, that just to be there. So I just want to thank you sincerely.
You're welcome. And I feel the exact same way. If I can just take a couple of seconds, if we have a little bit of time, but I want to thank you as well, because I've been so quiet about my situation as well. But to have somebody that is literally going through the exact same thing and knows what it's like, and picks up that phone when I call, I talk to you every day. And when I tell you, you give me that laughter that I need on days when I just feel like, oh my gosh, I just thank you. Like, you legit are my sister, and I feel extremely blessed to have you in my life. And I mean, it's unfortunate that we're going through this situation, but I feel like it has just brought us so much closer, and I couldn't be more thankful.
Well, that is it for this episode of Love and Lust. We'll have you back on, because I'll probably talk about everything a little bit more. It's really nice to have your support. So guys, if you love Love and Lust, please support it you can do monetary donations below, or you can buy merch from the merch store. I have come up with some new designs for sweatshirts, for a lot of stuff. So check it out. It's pretty cool. Do your Christmas shopping there. Get ahead of the game. Do it now. I guess we are celebrating Christmas. I thought it was canceled 2020, but I guess we're still doing it. My name is Anna Lefebvre. Nina, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I will see you lovers next Tuesday. And that's a wrap.
Woo, woo.